Hey guys, this is Nero MP signing in. I'm here at the local shop right now. We're having a lot of fun. We're starting to play. There's people joining us, and we're starting to get into the ambient pretty much. We're getting close to start our tournament, and this is the deck we're gonna be using today. Okay, we're gonna start with the. I know it's a blackluster, but it's actually a Thunder Blue Eyes Thunder deck. So we're gonna get right into the profile, guys. Okay, so let's get up close. We're gonna start with Blackluster Soldier. Why Blackluster Soldier? Because of course this deck runs a lot of light and dark monsters. So you get it's a very easy summon. 3000 beater, a 2000 defender. So and sorry about the background noise. It's just there's a lot of people in here, so I appreciate you having patience with me. The fact pretty much you can banish. You can target one card and banish it, or you can attack twice. You attack one monster and you can activate the effect and attack twice. Attack one more time. We're gonna run two blue eyes. Two blue eyes. Well, this deck is still part blue eyes, so you still use the effect as much as you still use the card, and it's still very powerful, Peter. So you can still bring out this powerful monster with this. Even with this many Thunder Dragon cards right now that we're using. We still run two alternatives. The alternatives, well, pretty easy summon, you know. We still use melodies and we use the blue eyes, so we still summon alternatives. It's really easy summon, and it can get rid of problematic cards. I don't know, such as what are some problematic cards right now? That like maybe like Thunder Dragon Titan or some cards like that.
Yeah.
You know, you can get rid of. Yeah, you can get rid of those cards that it can be annoying in the field. So you can get rid of it. And it's pretty easy summon. The summon can hardly be negated. So there's very little ways for the opponent to negate this summon. So it's a very good card to keep. One Chaos Leviner, because the Leviner, of course, really easy to summon, only requires three removals, and you remove a lot of this deck, and you can also get a lot of effects activated if you remove. So just keep that in mind. Remember, you banish 3 lights, you summon 1 monster from the graveyard, you banish light and darks, you get to destroy 2 cards on the field, you banish darks, only you get to banish 1 card in the opponent's hand. So very useful card also, 3000 bit stick. So yeah, we run the one Dragon Spirit of White, just one, because we just want to get rid of and bother some back rows, just in case, you know, somebody's putting a face down every once in a while. You want to get rid of it. Alright, now we're going to the Thunder Dragon core. Okay, triple Thunder Dragon Hawk. Thunder Dragon Hawk's effect is pretty badass. Well, the first effect is pretty much a monster with one effect. It can bring back pretty much a Thunder Dragon monster that is in the graveyard, except for the Thunder Dragon Colossus or Thunder Dragon Titan. We're still arguing about that ruling, but we wish we could bring in Thunder Dragon Titan, but unfortunately we can't. But oh well. We still can bring other monsters, and we can still make a Colossus just by discarding this card, and then we bring the monster, and since we already activated the Fen on the hand, we just tribute that summon monster, and we can make a Colossus immediately. So, it's an excellent card. You must have it at 3. So, make sure you always keep it at 3. I'm still looking for one, so you have one. Make sure you send it to me. We're gonna run 3 Thunder Dragon Darks. Of course, Dragon Dark's excellent effect, because this card, the first effect lets you add a card that is in the graveyard or that is banished, lets you get it back to your hand, and the second effect lets you summon a dragon from your deck, Thunder Dragon from your deck actually, and defense position. It's also an easy way for you to get a Thunder Dragon Colossus out on the field. Very powerful card, very easy way to summon it. Thunder Dragon Dark, pretty easy. The thing is that about it, that is quick effect, is that you can also mix it with Thunder Dragon Titan, because it's quick effect. You can discard it in your opponent's turn to search for another Thunder Dragon Dark and activate its effect to pop cards in your opponent's turn. So it's a very powerful card, very good strategy. So you can make sure you can use that strategy with the opponent's turn, so you can disrupt their board if they're trying to do something that is very difficult, like they're trying to like overwhelm you with a lot of monsters. You can stop them with Thunder Dragon Titan and Thunder Dragon Dark. Also, the second effect lets you add any Thunder Dragon card that includes Thunder Dragon Fusion to your hand. So make sure you always keep that in mind. Thunder Dragon Fusion is included in this card, so it's any Thunder Dragon card. Okay, so don't forget. forget those effects. Those effects are awesome. It's what makes this deck awesome. Thunder Dragon Matrix. The Dragon Matrix is also a quick effect. Whenever you discard this card, increases the attack power of one of your Thunder Dragon monsters for 500. Also, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard or is banished from the graveyard or banished period, you can search for another Thunder Dragon Matrix. It's a very powerful card. You can keep adding cards on, and it's very good way to get Linkuriboh, to summon Thunder Dragon Colossus, to summon Titan, to summon everything. So it's very powerful card. So you need it at 3 too. Of course, we're gonna go to the basics. Thunder Dragons, you need the triple Thunder Dragon. No questions asked, you just need the 3. Easy way to summon Colossus and Titan, you need it. Make sure you don't try to skip that part. So, going back to the Blue Eyes part, we just keep 1 White Stone of Ancients and one Stone of Legend, just to get your Blue Eyes to your hand real quick and wherever you need it, and just to bring back Blue Eyes in a time of need, like whenever you need it. Just very sparingly, but you still use it. Very powerful cards, and if you know how to use them properly, the deck becomes very powerful. And the last card, monster card, as my 2 Ash Blossoms. The Ash Blossoms, well, pretty much the best hand trap right now. Pretty much stops the opponent from summoning from the deck, from drawing from the deck, from doing pretty much anything they want from the deck. So whatever they want to do from the deck, you can pretty much stop it with Ash Blossom. Very powerful card. Just make sure you still consider everything that is. You can only use it once per turn though, but still very powerful card. I mean, just make sure you get. I know it's a little expensive, but you can get the super rare version. I mean, it's still a little more affordable. So just get to it. Moving to the spells, going to 2 Gold Sarks. I know a lot of people run 3, but remember this is a Blue Eyes Thunder build up, so we're running 2 right now in order to fit some other cards. So 2 Gold Sarks is still pretty good. You can still draw it, so without having any issues. So it's a very good card. I think it's a good ratio right there. We run we run 2 A Lot of Darkness in order to discard our powerful cards, just like Thunder Dragon Roar, Thunder Dragon Dark. You can get those effects from Banished with the Allure of Darkness, and you can get +1s with those effects. Really good card right there. 2 Tradings, because you still run a lot of level 8s. You have a lot of targets, so you make sure you wanna make sure you can also use trading to get that draw power that you need. Melodies, you just want to keep it at 2 because you're just running 4 targets for it. Well, 5 targets with the Chaos Dragon Diviner. So not that many, so that's what you need for now. So just keep it at 2. It's very useful. It's still, and you're able to draw it. It's still at a 40 card deck. You can still able to draw without any problems, without being stuck in the deck or something like that. We still run 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. I mean, it still protects your dragons. Whenever you're dependent on your Blue Eyes, you still can protect them. And with your Blue Eyes is in the graveyard, your alternatives in the graveyard, you can still summon them. And it protects them, so yeah. 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion. The thing with Thunder Dragon Fusion is it can also be, it's very useful because you can bring your Thunder Dragon Titan in a hurry. Like by bringing back monsters from the banished pile, from the graveyard, or from the field to your deck, and just bring back any monster you want. Pretty much just come in fulfilling the requirements written in the card. Just pretty much you activate and you send like 1 Thunder Dragon Dark, Dragon Roar, and a Dragon Hawk, and you have a Titan right there. Very easy card, very powerful card, and it's searchable with Thunder Dragon Dark's effect, so very useful.
And roars.
Instant Fusion, very powerful card, because I'm gonna show you why. I have a couple of monsters here that require Instant Fusion, so I'm gonna show you why you need it right now. And lastly, 1 Monster Reborn and staples, 1 Raigeki. You want to get rid of field, and then you want to revive monsters. Pretty much that's everything you need right now for the main deck. Now we're moving to the side deck, to the extra deck. We're gonna start with 1 Azure and 1 Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, pretty much staples. You know what this guy do. I mean, if you don't know, then you gotta go back and check my other video profiles, because it's really simple what this guy do. Pretty much any effects that are active in the graveyard, it can be negated It can be negated once per turn. I can tag out for another Blue Eyes monster, level 8, level 9, like Surprise. And a Surprise pretty much protects your monsters. So it's a very good group of cards, very powerful combo to have. Very much give us a thumbs up. And make sure you always keep it when you're running Blue Eyes. Wildling Karibu is a good place for Thunder Dragon Matrix or for the White Stones, both of them. Very powerful card. It still can stop an attack, make it 0, and it can help you get out of a tough spot, like whenever you're up in over 1. One Summer Summoner. It's pretty easy to make right now with this deck. You can summon two Thunders out of nowhere, and you're able to bring this guy, and this guy is able to bring 1 Thunder monster from the graveyard by discarding 1 card, which is extremely useful. And then you can activate the effect, and then bring in, and you can also trade this Thunder Summoner, this Summer Summoner, for a Blue Eyes, for a Colossus. You can also send it to the graveyard, and if you activate an effect from your hand, you can send this to the graveyard, tribute it, and bring a Colossus to the field by just sending this card. Also, he's running a Topology Bomber Dragon, a very powerful card. Pretty much you just summon another monster to the Link Zone, it blows up the field, so very good card. Borosword, just because he wants to overrun your opponents and get rid of the monsters, and then they take their attack and then attack again and pretty much fuck you twice.
Very pricey card.
Very pricey card, $100. So you want it, $100. Alright. Hope Harbinger, because you want to negate spells and you want to protect your weaker monsters. You want to protect your weaker monsters. You can detach 1 material and they have to attack this card. And also, whenever they want to activate a spell card, you can absorb that spell card and negate the effect. And absorb it, I mean it becomes an Exceed material, and it becomes an Exceed material, and you can use that Exceed material to detach, and they're forced to attack the Hope Heartbreaker monster. So very powerful card. We're gonna go with the Galaxy Eyes package. Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, which pretty much lets you take control of 1 monster at the top price that you cannot attack directly with any monster. Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, at the beginning of the battle phase, you can detach 1 monster and all the other effects monsters in the field are negated. And then if there's any other effects that resolve, the monster attack gains 1,000 attack points and it can attack twice. Very powerful card too to keep in there. Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade Dragon. Cypher Blade, pretty much you detach a material, you can blow a card. If it goes to the graveyard, you can get a Cypher Blade Cypher Dragon back to your field. Galaxy Eyes Cypher lets you pop the field too, face up card. And this one lets you let you banish 3 monsters, and in this send to the graveyard, and it's very powerful in this deck because you get to send dragons to the graveyard you can use and banish in order to activate their effects and to special summon them even faster right now. Here, Carry Attack. That's the card I'm telling you that you're gonna use the Instant Fusion on pretty much. The Instant Fusion, that's a pretty easy way to summon a Thunder monster when you're in a tough spot. And you can tribute that monster easily and summon this monster is an easy Colossus, and when it's in the graveyard you can you can really use it, but I mean you want to use it just because of the main effect that you can bring a Colossus real quick. And that's pretty much the only effect, the only good thing about it. It's a good target, and it's an extra monster that you can have in your field. So yeah, very good. Thunder Dragon Titan, because it pops fields every time a Thunder effect monster effect resolves. It pops 1 card in the field, and it cannot be destroyed by removing 2 cards in your graveyard, any cards. And Thunder Dragon Colossus cannot be destroyed until if you banish one Thunder card in the graveyard, cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect, and your opponent cannot add cards other than by drawing. The only way to add cards is by drawing, so very powerful card. We're gonna go with the extra deck. 1 draw luck. Well, just 1 because we haven't found the other 2 right now. We're still struggling, so be patient with us. We have the sphere modes. The sphere modes pretty much to get rid of those troubling fields. You tribute 3 monsters on their side of the field, and you get rid of those problematic pesky monsters, and you're giving pretty much a useless monsters that is not gonna help them at all. So very powerful card. And the spell fragrance, well, just one for now. I mean, you just want to use it for pendulums or for whatever spell heavy deck that you're going against. Evenly matched, you want to get rid of those pesky boards, you know, whenever they have a lot of monsters, you know, you want to get rid of it. Lady of Warlords, I mean, you want to use it because instead of Ghost and Match, you're using a lot of Thunder type monsters. You want to use Lady of Warlords just to keep it at that type, at Thunder type monsters in the field, so you should be fine with those cards. And lastly, Red Reboot, because Alter Guides and Paleos, just because of that. You want to keep it there, you want to be able to stop their plays, and you want to be able to destroy those traps, especially because they're annoying as hell. So guys, that was it for the deck profile. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like it. We'll take into consideration your advices, of course. Just make sure you give us a like, share, and subscribe, please. And there was a little issue out there with some guy claiming that he made a Thunder Dragon deck first, and well, the thing is that we did it first, and there was some people saying that hey, we had no proof, and well, we already submitted the proof that we were the first submitting the Dragon deck, so here we are. But that's okay. I mean, misunderstandings happen, you know. So we already explained the situation, and we already talked to the guy. He's a really nice guy, so there's no problem with that. He's an excellent guy, and we wish him nothing but the best in his channel, and as he grows in his career of YouTuber as well as I am. Okay, so guys, hey, thanks for watching, and see you. This is NeroMP signing out.